Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio Workshop. Unfortunately, Zuri's not with us again today. I was unable to get in contact with him. But we are back in my kind of test factory here. If you recall, I showed off this circuit build a couple videos ago. I have another circuit build that we came up with on stream the other day being yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I am not claiming that this build is better than every other build. I'm not claiming that it's like fantastic, although it does seem to work quite well. But I did just want to share it with you, and yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. So this build here is actually a blue circuit build. Even though we have green circuits mixed in, and I'll explain why in a second. We also have a red circuit build here as well, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's not that much to show with it. But this guy is a blue circuit build, and what we're doing is we're making the inserters on site, or not the inserters, sorry, these circuits on site rather than having them delivered in. There are some builds, like me and Zuri did a kind of a circuit build video a while ago where we showed all three types of builds, and in those we had the green circuits being delivered by bot to the blue circuits, which can work. However, that build was not as beaconed as this one. This build actually has max beacons. This is as many beacons as you can possibly get around an assembler, and then plus the modules, it has 12 beacons around the assembler, and then 4 modules in the thing. That's why effect sources is 16. But because of that, we make these blue circuits surprisingly quickly. Normally they take 15 seconds, but we're making them pretty quick, and each one takes 20 circuits. So if you had bots deliver this, it would be a lot of bots, right? It would be quite a bit of bot movement and travel to be delivering about, you need about 20 circuits a second to have bots deliver that many to multiple blue circuit machines at this speed would be quite a bit. So I decided to go with an on-site setup. And what we're actually doing here is kind of an interesting ratio. So normally, like, if you have completely beaconed and module green circuits, the ratio is kind of simplified down to a 1-to-1 cable to circuit, as we went over when I showed off this setup in a previous video. That's kind of a simplified thing. It's actually 15-to-14, but simplified, it's 1-to-1. However, just doing that, we're actually way overproducing green circuits. If we just did that, we're way overproducing green circuits for this blue guy. So what I decided to do to save on assemblers and space is to actually have it be a 1-to-2, which obviously starves the circuits a little bit of cable, but since we were overproducing, it almost perfectly works out. We did some calculations on stream when we did this, and we are 2% short on circuits for the blue circuits. And overall, the 2% is barely noticeable at all. This build here, and it's quite long, but it doesn't have to be. I'll show you in a second. This build here, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which only includes 12 blue circuit machines, is producing a solid it fluctuates a little bit, but about 528 blue circuits a minute from 12 machines, which is pretty good. And it fluctuates up and down. That's kind of because of productivity, and again, that 2% we mentioned. But 528 per minute is pretty good from just 12 machines. And that's what I like about this. It's centralized. Really, the only thing you have to bring in by bot is the materials for the green circuits, and then the red circuits, obviously, for the blue circuits. We're using creative chess, but those only require 2. It's really not that. It's a tenth of what you would need for the green circuits. And then this does not have to be this long. I have a blueprint here of a smaller unit, which is like this. You could just stack it up if you want, if you don't want it long. In fact, you could go even smaller than that if you wanted. If you wanted, you could do it even as small as this right here. Yeah, that would be right. You could do it even as small as this, and then go up if you want. So it's very configurable. It's obviously tileable. The beacons work out. It's the same exact beacon design as our green circuit. They share outputs. The blue circuit share outputs. And yeah, we're using chests again. Crossing down here, use substations. And one last thing to cover, just because people may be wondering, is some people on stream did ask like, why have green circuits made on site when you're still having to deliver the copper by bot for the cable, which is still quite high. Each cable requires a copper, and it's making them at an alarming, I mean, it's making them really fast, you can see. So that's still a lot of copper you have to bring in by bot. But the thing is, by having the circuits on site, you're cutting out a trip. If you made the circuit somewhere else, so for example, if we didn't have green circuits on site, if we just had blue chips being made and had the green circuits brought in from here, you're doubling your trips because you're still having bots bring in copper to these circuits, but then you're also having to have the circuits be brought to the blue circuits, 20 per second essentially for each machine. So by having them on site, you're cutting out the step of having to transfer the circuits by bot, if that makes sense. So all you're having to do is bring in the copper, and I mean obviously the iron, but again, you would have to do that anyway if you make circuits somewhere else. But if you make them somewhere else, that's an extra bot trip to bring the circuits in. So there you go. I just wanted to share it with you guys. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. And again, I'm not claiming it's the best, but it does seem to work pretty well. I did want to get max beacons if possible, and we did finally achieve that. And yeah, there you go. I may throw a blueprint down in the description. I'll need to replace these creative items because they don't blueprint well. But yeah, so anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the description or comments. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.